Hello, hello, everybody. How we doing? Welcome to... The music pops off. Welcome to Frostpunk of all things. It's Christmas in July. That's not true, it's the 2nd of August. Anyway, howdy bun, you were here quick. Hit the button, you were here in seconds. Oh, how was the rest of Cyberpunk? We're going on for a different kind of punk today. So, Frostpunk recently had a... You were waiting on the page? That's dedication right there. So, Frostpunk recently got updated with Breach of Trust. Which, I'm always down for more Frostpunk. Oh, there's multiple chapters. Okay. So, because stream to 2 hours was too warm. Yeah, I know that feeling. This bloody heatwave cannot end soon enough. Apparently it's going to be like, at least around here, it's going to start properly raining soon. So, there was a DLC to Frostpunk 1 that I never played, which was The Fall of Winterhome. And this looks like it's going to be pretty similar from what I've heard. So we're off to Edinburgh. New Edinburgh is in tumult. The fault beneath it quakes. Aurora has cut off food supplies. Starvation looms, and only conquest or desperate barter will stave it off. Alright, so we beat the game on Steward wait, what was it? I think we were on Officer? I don't remember what difficulty I did the base game on. I think it was Officer. That's a fun icon. Alright, we're going to do this on Officer. So I think it's all odds. There's no active pause in your... Okay, so that's like Iron Man mode. Alright, so let's give this a go. I'm told that there is now a combat system, of all things. And, it has... Yeah, there's a... As you can see from the background there is a... there's a volcano involved. So this is going to be good. Time for a Scottish. So yeah, that's something that some people will never want to touch. Well, let's see how this plays out. We'll see how this plays out. So yes, we are no longer the steward. We are the first citizen.
I had a dream, and it was magnificent.
Yeah, I don't know how the combat's going to play out. We'll see how it...
Hunger and cold were but a distant memory. For 30 years, the dream came true. You were fed. You were warm. Yet never happy. You had it all. I gave you all. Well, fate is a moody lad. Now, I will leave you to take it into your own hands. I had a dream of ash, fire, and smoke. You running around like sheep, looking for a shelter, looking for your master. Aye, that would be me.
Strong start. Wanted to buy Timberborn back, then they added stupid water. Yeah, I can understand why. I can understand why that would turn you off.
Thousands die.
That's maybe slowly building a Gundam. Nice.
A dormant volcano, harnessing its endless warmth. They establish a colony, Aurora, atop a frozen lake. Its bountiful harvest becomes their lifeline. As years pass, a feud grows between colony and capital. A captain seizes power and enforces a truce. More heat is drawn from the depths. More fish is demanded from Aurora. Fed and warm for 30 years, New Edinburgh is a miracle.
Rumble.
Abundance curdles. The ground roars. The captain is overthrown. His madness ends. Aurora, still consumed by the old rust, declares independence. Today, New Edinburgh starves. The mountain groans. Through rumbling and despair, one steps forward.
All right. So the tyrant is no more. Let's hope we can do a little better. First among... Okay. Before being sworn in as first citizen, you must be approved by New Edinburgh's council. All eyes are upon you. The Forefingers, who led the rebellion against the previous captain, are clamouring to bring steel to Aurora, while the ever-scheming brokers advocate a diplomatic solution with a defined colony. Meanwhile, the cautious founders are biding their time, waiting as always before throwing their lot in with the winner. The presiding officer motions for silence. The floor is yours. Decide how to handle the rebellious colony. You will have 1 year to honour your word. The other path will remain open. Okay. So, yeah, we can... How do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? Choices, choices. Weird noise coming from outside. Right, yeah, so how do we want to do this? Let's try... Do we want to be diplomatic or do we want to be aggro? Any advance from the audience? Do you guys have a preference? Because I'm leaning towards the diplomatic angle. The people want violence. Well, the rebels seem to be the ones preferring violence. Yeah, we'll go. We're going to go diplomatic. Ooh, the game is having a time. Okay.
The delegates have spoken. The law takes effect.
Alright, you are the first citizen. Your statement is clear. Secure a future for New Edinburgh. Mountain activity and tremors have severely damaged New Edinburgh, yet seems to you will soon have to handle the situation with Aurora one way or another. Whether you open up and maintain negotiations with the colony or prepare for war is now up to you. Aye. Right. Immediately pause. Let's take stock. Oh my word. So we've got the... Damage. Wasting heat. Right. They changed how heat works. So now, if we turn on the heat display, yeah, heat levels are handled differently. Because previously it was just, you had, you know, a certain amount of heat and a certain amount of cold, and ever the twain shall meet. And also, is that prevailing wind readouts? That's crazy. Okay. Right. Okay, we have risk of a tremor. Steam extracting buildings. Yeah, we are massively over-generating here. Tremors will hit, destroying districts and possibly causing death or injury when seismic stress reaches catastrophic. what's the lore again about how everything froze? Is it the Snowpiercer universe? I've not actually seen Snowpiercer, but in Frostpunk 1, The Last Autumn DLC, there is a reference to Snowpiercer. Hmm. But if I recall correctly, there are many theories, in universe theories, as to why everything's going cold. There's one that's saying that this was like the result of some super weapon gone rogue. That like this was supposed to be like some sort of weather altering super weapon that's gone rogue and destroyed the world. Others have said that it's the sun is going out. Others have said it's just because of Krakatoa erupting. There's all sorts of stuff going on. And the game even flat out says at one point in Frostpunk 1, it doesn't matter what the cause is, what matters is how we deal with it. Because knowing the cause doesn't change anything. Which is, fair. Right. So, we are wasting heat big style. So, let's... Yeah, that does not need to be insulated so much. There we go. That's... We are still 500 over. Right. So where's our steam extractors? They're over here. Can I just turn... Hang on. Okay, there doesn't seem to be just a button. Let's turn... So you're generating... Okay. You can turn all these down to like 10%. There we go. Okay, so that gives me a full year before we have any tremor problems. And that also frees up a lot of workforce. So we've got some coal over there. We've got some coal over there. We are currently having a hunger problem. Let's try and just, like, stem our own bleeding first before we start. Right, are we generating... We are not generating any... We're not generating any prefabs. Holy shit, that's bad. Okay. Oh, there we go. That'll free us up some stuff. Yeah. Let's demolish these districts that have nothing in them. There we go. Okay, so now we're not wasting heat, and we're also not wasting resources. So those are going to get demolished, and then we'll want to build a extraction district here on these prefab spots. We are stockpiling material, that's good. We should... Is that an industrial district? That is. Okay, so we definitely want to get that repaired. That's an extraction district of material. Okay. So, you know what, we can't repair that. Right, we need to frost break. Yeah, frost break this way, because that way I can get more logistics and... Okay. Do for now. There we go. Okay. So once that's done demolishing, yeah, we'll get a bunch of prefabs back, and we can use that to build prefab production. And let's do some diplomacy. So, interesting. They are formidable. The stronger they are, the more they will demand of you in trade negotiations. When their strength is depleted, they will accept annexation. Defiance is guarded. If Aurora's defiance gets too high, they will refuse to negotiate with you. High defiance will also lead to more resistance if Aurora is taken by force. Okay. Set your demands by moving the slide to the left. Choose what you offer to Aurora in exchange by moving it to the right. You can propose any amount of resources, even more than you currently have. However, keep in mind that if your proposal is accepted, you will have limited time to complete the shipment. Ah! So I can make a promise, but... yeah. Pay close attention to the acceptance charts displayed below. Prolonging negotiations and failing to send promised resources will increase defiance, eventually causing them to break off negotiations entirely. Right. So yeah, they have abundant food. They don't have a lot of coal. So technically, yeah, I could... okay. I can offer them coal for food. Okay, let's keep this simple. I have a fairly respectable stockpile right now. But yeah, it's gonna take a month for people to hoof it over there. The rally point for your troops. Oh, the front. Set on the icy shores of a vast frozen lake, this military camp offers a clear view of Aurora while remaining at a safe distance. A strong vantage point. Okay, so if it goes to pot, that is where... ooh! Ooh! This is Aurora. Cool. I'm loving this gigantic sheet ice. Algae refinery, slightly larger than a pond and carved deep into frozen terrain, it serves as an extraction point for what remains of a once vast algae field. Though its productivity is clearly fading, Aurorans still rely on copious vegetation preserved beneath the ice, scraped to the surface and processed into highly nutritious, long-lasting food supply. Site clearly remains an important factor in maintaining the colony's strength. Right, so if I was fighting them, we could take that over and then like ransom it. Yeah, let's not touch that. We want to stay. We're going to try and be diplomatic. In there. Okay, that's the south edge of the map. Let's send some guys over there. Send some guys over there. Oh, of course. Don't mind if I do. Okay. Camera. We are having a serious hunger problem, so we need to get the fuck on with generating some food. Ration cook. Nightmares about root stew, I swear. Sick of the reek, sick of the sight. Your body cannot stomach it, nor can we ask forgive it. Those envoys to Aurora better strike a good terms. Chewing shite that ought never pass for food. Despite the old rust with Aurora, everyone in the city is dreaming of having a steady food supply once more. Right, so we are scraping the barrel here. Rectifiers pleased. Oh, I see. Yes, because I'm fixing up the buildings. There we go. Fix that up. We want to get a extraction district down. There we go. We want to get that down sharpish so we can start building some shit. Food requires 200. Okay. We need to start bringing some coal in, ideally. Or, at the very least, start, you know, start doing some stuff that doesn't rely on coal. Like if we can start just importing it from somewhere, that'd be nice. Oh shoot, I should probably be doing some, like, tech tree, shouldn't I? Shit. Okay. Right, so... Wow, we didn't get housing insulation. That's probably... Okay. Alright, I'm going to take just a very quick moment to go and use the gents, get some water, open the window, all that, get some air flowing in here, because it's rather warm. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I've got a fan going, so I apologise if you hear any brrrr. Right. We should probably be thinking about... oh, hello. Oh, interesting. They've added more, like, side options to these. Extra rations for workers. Equal pay. Efficiency bonuses. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to go for housing insulation. And yeah, everybody agrees on this. So let's just research that straight away. No sense in not insulating these, because the less I have to actively heat them, the better. Nice. Repairs are proceeding. Troubling message from our negotiators in Aurora. They've lodged us over a fishmonger's. The stack's bad enough, but the shop servants are the real problem. We're certain they're Lockmore spies. For each and every negotiating set, and surprise, surprise, Aurora kens our weak points. Negotiators Warn this weakens our negotiating position and request action. Dismiss their concerns. Bribe the servants. If caught, the servants will be flogged. Accuse Aurora of spying. This will create an incident, but it stops the spying. Who are Lockmore? Let's throw some money. Okay. Well, figured that was going to happen. We're nearly done fixing up. That's good. Still got one more week to wait for the response. Oh, hello. Watchtower. Research Institute. Do we have a sickness problem? Mostly because we have a hunger problem. House. Yeah, that's not going to help. We just need to... Yeah, we just need more deposits. So we need 200. Okay. Once the colony accepts your proposal, you will have a limited time to gather and send the resources. The active quest... Okay. Yeah, so we have the resources. I'm pretty sure we can just... Yeah, we have a certain amount of time. Send. There we go. That will at least get us back into the green. You have repaired or demolished all districts damaged by the tremor. They should now be able to stay standing, even if damaged again by a subsequent tremor. Yet even in districts that stay standing, many will be killed or injured when subsequent tremors strike. We must build emergency shelters next to all our districts to protect people. Okay. Okay, that just automatically... Oh, I've got to research... I've got to research emergency shelters. Right. You have kept your promise to conclude a trade agreement with Aurora in your first year of office. Yay! Hope you like fish. Successfully delivered our part of the deal. The ship was carried out in full compliance with the deadlines agreed upon with negotiations. There's definitely remains more than a few eyebrows there in the colony, where they evidently expected us to not keep our word. In turn, Aurora delivered the promised shipment. Nothing appeared to be missing. Okay. We may yet turn this around. Nice. So, hunger is rectifying. Desperately need our own food, because we cannot be relying on these guys all fucking week. There we go. Oh, right. How much is that? Hang on, how much is that going to generate? 62. That's only got 7 weeks left on it. Oish. First citizen, as you know, the old captain had an unfortunate habit of locking up his opponents. Unfortunate habit. It's quite the stream title. Yeah. It's a idea for a video essay that I've had to talk about for quite some time. Is that is what I think Frostpunk's thesis statement is. These poor sods were as much a victim as we were, points out a founders delegate who used to share their lot. We should send them home as tokens of goodwill. Give away precious leverage, count as a broker. These blokes are worth 10 times their weight in food. Look forward to that video. Someday. Someday. So we can pardon them, which, yeah, the rebels will not be happy about. But it will make them happier with us. Use them as leverage. They will call it ransom, but it's just good business. I'm gonna ransom. I'll ransom them, I think. So yeah, Defiance is still in the middle. That's fine. But so okay, I'm gonna pause for a second, and we're gonna. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here. So, resources. Actually, no, hang on. We want to look at the laws, don't we? So, here we go. This is what I think Frostpunk is trying to say. Is that morality is a skill issue. In that, if you, as the captain, the steward, the first citizen, whatever, are good at your job, you will not have to do these things, right? You would not need conscription. You will not need rationing. You will not need to suspend elections. If you are good at your job, you will not need to have to do this thing. I'm curious where you thought where that was going to go then. Because, okay. Video games in the 2010s had a very brief dalliance with if you're a good enough con artist you can spin anything. Not quite. But I can see why you would think that. So, for example, let's pick this one. If you are, damn it, because we're early in the game, I don't have any like really extreme ones to sort of use as an example. So in the 2010s, the video games in general had a sort of had a brief dalliance with moral choice systems. Games like Infamous, Mass Effect, but most legendarily, BioShock, with Harvest versus Rescue. Now, the problem with that there was that they hadn't crunched the numbers properly. On paper, BioShock is asking, are you willing to do anything? Are you willing to do anything to survive? Are you willing to harm a child if it means your own personal survival? On paper, that's a strong one, right? That's a very strong question. What extremes are you willing to go to to survive. But the problem is they didn't crunch the numbers, and the problem with the numbers is twofold. One, Bioshock as a game is not that hard. It's very easy to completely not need to do all of the things that you're doing. Counter with the point, are they still children? Well, that's more of a writing thing. I'm talking about game mechanics. So, Bioshock as a game is not that hard. And you don't need to do any of that. You don't need to do Harvest to be in with a chance of still winning the game. You are not any worse off for rescuing the children than you are for harvesting. But then there's the second act twist, is that for every third child you rescue, you get a care package from Tenenbaum that has more currency in it than you would have gotten from harvesting all three. Yeah, you get compensated, and you get compensated in such a way that there are unique things in the care package that you cannot get from harvesting. So, yeah, somebody did. I forget the exact math off the top of my head, but somebody did do the math. And that was the problem. But the thing was that you also got unique passives out of those care packages than you did from doing Harvest. So the question didn't really work because the game mechanics didn't gel with the questions they're trying to ask. Whereas with this, if you are good at your job, you don't need to sign child labour because you will have enough people. If people are... so the one that I brought up... so you see down here at the bottom, procreation. That was the one that really sort of set off my alarm bells when I was playing the base game. Is that there is one that is mandatory procreation. If you're good at your job as governor, you will not need to do that. You will not need to sign people off to being breeding stock, for stronger words needed, if you are good at your job and you don't get people killed. That is what I think Frostpunk is trying to say, is that you do not need to make that decision if you're good at your job. But if you fuck up and you get people killed and you have a workforce shortfall, then you will need to do that because you're bad at your job. It's not a hard choice. This isn't the difficult choices that need to be made, you know, not doing things that other people are unwilling to do. It's you got yourself into a hopeless situation where the only way out was war crimes. But if you were good at your job, that wouldn't have happened. And that is what I think Frostpunk is trying to say here. I was reading most of the day again in Pal World, right? In Pal World, right? Okay, let's actually get back to playing the game, shall we? Sure. We're gonna need to get another one of those citation redeems for you. Let's go for durable goods. I reckon we could win that. I don't think we're going to need to do any negotiations. I think we can just win that. And a big round of applause. The ayes have it. Citation overpopulation attempt. What's that guy who tried to like restore Lapras? There we go. The Four Fingers are still pretty pissed. Revolutionaries. Instigators of the revolution to overthrow the old captain. They are full of zeal and determination. Don't be a good one, I'll do it. Well, like I have a generator somewhere. Let me hang on. Papers, please. Citation generator. Oh yeah, you can't. There is not one that does sound. Unfortunately, you'll have to edit that together yourself. But yeah, there you go. It should still work. There we go. Because I'm the boss, it doesn't mess with my. It doesn't mess with my links. But yeah, it doesn't have sound. Unfortunately, you will just need to make it. But my commissions are open. I do need to like work on doing more redeems and stuff. Animating that as either OBS or Firebot. My commissions are open. Genuinely, that would take me like 10 minutes to do in DaVinci. Oh, interesting. They want to get rid of all the laws that the old captain signed into effect. Interesting. When repealing a law in force at the start of the game. Right. Get Aurora to deliver a massive amount of food via diplomacy. Well, the trouble is I'm going to need like more coal to... I'm going to need more coal. So yeah, hunger is diminishing nicely. Disease should diminish with it. Actually increased by 2 chilly districts. Who's cold? Who is cold? Oh, the 2 extraction districts that I just built. For some reason they started off cold. Right. Should just throw money at you. The trouble is that now that I've actually got a day job, I don't actually have a lot of time to do commissions. I'm still I'm still barely having enough time to do work for JC. Okay. No access to resources. You can be torn down then. Wow, that did not take long at all. Right. Which district requires the most heating? Okay, we only have... Yeah, that's a housing district. That's a housing district. You can do that. DaVinci though, yeah, DaVinci can output high resolution transparency stuff. I've done so Bun's scene transition. I made that. Free version won't do AV1. You don't need to. You genuinely don't need to. Okay, we need to build emergency shelters. Get that going. How do you do that? I will send you a screenshot of my output. I have a specifically designed like output thing. Okay, for the love of fuck, we need coal. This is getting bad. Breaking our way towards the coal. What do you need AV1 for? Oh, I forgot all about you boys. Good gravy. Okay. Send about a video. 2 megabytes over the non-nitro limit. You should. Oh. Desolate sprawling expanse of wooden crosses set amidst a barren landscape. Some tombs have been desecrated by wild beasts or maybe grave robbers. That's grim. Okay, more people. Rusted remains of a machine sit wedged against a rocky cliff. Its components were crudely welded together from other machines. Sawmill blades, sled tracks, a chassis from a wrecked transport. A locomotive engine. Tracks in the snow show the crew left to get help but didn't come back. Oh, sorry, but didn't make it far. Why did my brain fill in something completely different there? Metal is too rusted to be of much use, but if we carefully pull apart the machine, we could salvage its core. Sure, might as well. There we go. There's coal, and then there hills. Yeah, we're running out of coal, and we need to do something about that. We've got 34 weeks until a tremor hits. Provide at least adequate emergency coverage in 4 districts. Okay. There we go. We need to generate at least 400 coal somehow, and we've only got 2 weeks to do it. Nice. Alright, let's... We've got enough to insulate 1 district. We might as well do that. Start reducing our heat demands, especially now that there's a temperature drop coming in. Also, if you're having issues with making things like compressible enough to send to people, like over Discord and stuff, I would heartily recommend Handbrake. Wow, that's run out as well. Holy shit. Nearly depleted. Okay, right. All the big deposits are further out.
Do not succumb to wasteful fashion. A well-made coat is always in style.
There we go. So now you don't need to be heated so much. There we go. Oh, nice. We don't actually need to heat it at all.
Scum. Scum. Scum.
Boom. Okay. Frost breaking complete. We can now start growing our own food. But wow, we are lacking in heat. Start insulating these housing districts then, because then I can just use that heat to There we go. Okay. Food district is... Oh. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's an evocative piece of art. Blew his shit schmoove off. First citizen, a group of 4 fingers has gathered around the old captain's mansion. I say, whatever that crook stashed in there before he went rucking off belongs to the folk of New Edinburgh, cried one of them. Claim what's inside and tear the place down. Founders beg you to protect the building. The old chap went off his head in the end, but he was one of the settlers who built the city. While it stands, that house is both a memory and a precious warning. The big sneeze goes wrong. You say that. I did hear a story once about a guy that, like, just grit his teeth and tried to, like, force prevent a sneeze, and the pressure went through his lungs so hard he slipped a disc. Okay. It's a stain upon the city. The past shouldn't be erased, it should be studied. See, this is a difficult one for me, philosophically speaking. Because I'm very much of the mind of, like, we should, both of these options have their value, to my mind. If it was up to me, I would say leave it alone and chain the old bastard's body to the throne. He wanted the throne that bad, he can fucking have it, you know? The guy who tore his midriff because he held in a sneeze. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. You just hurt yourself. But yeah, I'm leaning towards leave it alone. Tearing it down. No, I'm gonna go with leave it. So the guy's got a personal blimp pad. What do you mean? Fucking crazy. Okay. Everyone's pretty happy with me at the moment. Yeah, I don't want to turn the heat back on. Clip with that rusty outrage saddle. Is nice. We are now generating heat. Let's start. Nice. Everywhere is now livable, which means that we can, there we go, insulate. And that will see us right. Pensively chewing on his lunch. I mind the captain. What to think of him, I cannot say. Some folks should never lose their senses while holding others' lives, but smashing the house down that was once his home could mend none of his wrongs. There's been enough wrecking. While unnerving to some, the captain's house is a place of historical importance to many citizens. Okay, we are now generating material. How much has that got left under it? A fair bit. A fair bit. Is there any more? There's a big deposit. Iron vein. It's got 10 weeks left in it. we go. Okay. We're now generating our own coal, so we can now start using that as a trade good. So should also start building out towards these iron veins. So can we... Yeah, there we go. We just turn that fully off.
Please dispatch.
Nice. We are in very good order here. Okay, we've got 22 weeks and 1 month left on researching the emergency shelters.
Our scout.
Scouts. Stop that, please. What Frostland explorers usually call a fortunate tragedy. A shipment of coal, still largely intact, left abandoned alongside the remains of those who were transporting it. Not a rarity in the Frostland. Yet another tale of violence and bitter irony. There is no doubt the convoy was attacked, just as clear as the assailants failed to figure out how to carry off the loot. Problem for our scouts, on the other hand, certainly do not have. Boom! Ooh! Collapse of a rock wall revealed a terrifying scene to our scouts. Embedded in the ice of a small cave, eerily well preserved, lies none other than Sawney McKinnon, one of the exiles from Old Edinburgh, and, more infamously, a cannibal. His perfectly preserved tartan confirms his grim legend. Beside him are the remains of the 2 families he devoured before the whole caravan finally spotted the volcano where New Edinburgh now stands. Cover it up. Chuck him into a real grave so he can rot proper. Yeah. How are we doing on workforce? I can build a hospital. I should probably do that. Okay. This is going well. This is going well. Boom. Right. So, what does... There we go, emergency shelter. Adequate. Okay, so there's adequate. Right, so there's sparse, adequate, ample. Yeah, so we'll want to put one there. Zoom, zoom, zoom. I want to get this. There we go. And one there. There we go. So now we have all of our... Let's do some more... Let's do some more diplomacy here. We will... Yeah, we're gonna... Okay, we can request a fair bit more. There we go. Let's send that. Because the objective wants 200,000, which is kind of a lot. Right, what research can we do? Well, I haven't got enough money, so it doesn't make any bloody difference, does it? Let's do some... Yeah, let's swap chemical for foraged. I think we'll win that fairly handily. Because the Four Fingers are basically against anything that the captain was for, so... There we go. And that's going to fix the... Nice, we are maxed out. So that's also going to reduce the disease situation. What's that got? That's got plenty in it. Boom, shelter from harm. We need to start frost breaking out towards the mines over here. Nice. So now nobody's going to die if we have an earthquake. More efficient heating. Okay, that just makes the generator more efficient. Maintenance duty. Materials demand is slightly decreased. Funds dedicated crews responsible for maintaining its machinery and infrastructure. Everyone must share the burden. No. All do maintenance. Safety is everyone's concern. Precautions take minutes, accidents take lives. Okay. We need a bit more money. Wait, no, we want to save the money for building the mines. That should do it.
We have agreed
Nice.
for a trade with
Let's send that straight away. Okay. This is going well. We have this under control. When's the other shoe going to drop? Oh, in about 8 weeks.
We've completed a trade with Aurora. Our food stocks have increased.
The... Can I... Okay, next law is coming up. Can we... Here we go. City... no. Society, government. Where? There was one that was like... Okay, it seems like they've gotten rid of the ones that let you just like generate resources out of the central district, which, you know, those were kind of broken. Oh no, here we go. Community service. Right, central districts generate prefabs. Don't really want to turn that off, I'm going to be honest, because prefabs are kind of the bottleneck right now. I need something that's going to generate me more cash. Well, I guess fixing the goods deficit would do that.
Brace yourselves. Cool.
I'll only need to tangle with that for a few weeks, but it is going to drop.
Recess has ended. The council sits again.
Okay. Let's keep these laws coming in. Surplus heat. Heat auctions. Heat is a luxury, and as heat is a luxury, Jesus. Kidneys are being difficult. Drink yourself some water, big man. You don't really need either of these. Doing nothing but all day. Okay, fair enough. Electrolytes. Okay, what can I do that is going to generate us some cash? That isn't going to mess with my, you know... Okay, that's just... Those are just on or off. Okay. I need something that's going to like generate me some cash that isn't going to violate my principles. Actually, how long is it until I... Okay, that's at 62%. We'll save the council session until we're ready to vote on doing maintenance. Halfway through your first term, congratulations. To win re-elect... Oh god, we've got to get re-elected now. You have to satisfy your citizens' primary expectations to provide food. Fail to meet their needs or meet them with a meagre stockpile that will soon run out, and your relations will suffer, dooming your chances. If food is abundant, however, you can boost those chances by distributing extra rations. I will buy your vote. Okay, yeah, we need coal mines. Okay, now we'll just have to tough it out for a minute. Music crescendos right as we're about to have a tremor hit. Oh shoot! I just realised we haven't been sending our scouts out. Everything requires more dudes than I've got. We need to send dudes. Is that already expanded? Yeah, I just don't have any... Okay, that's as good as it's gonna get. Oh, I see. That's what this timer is down here at the bottom above the tension meter. It's the, that's my term limit. Brace yourselves. Okay. Yeah. We're going to... Let's see if... Ooh. That's a lot of people against, actually. So... Founders are mostly hesitant. Vote for... Research and vote conservative treatment. First do no harm. Right. They want us to condemn the forefingers? No! They're already at max fervor. I'm not doing that. Okay. That, I think, is the best of a bad bunch. There we go.
The delegates have spoken. The law takes effect.
There we go. Big spike in material usage. Tremor imminent. Brace yourselves. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. I can hear the rumbling. Okay, let's get that. There we go. Treatment. So what's the alternative? Experimental treatment. Consented treatment. Okay. Why is... Oh, disease is going up. Right, because it's cold. Yeah, so people are kind of pissed. Understandable, you know. Oh God, could you imagine if just like, you know, I'm actually surprised that SimCity is the only city builder game that I've ever seen that features a kaiju. Okay, I'm not going to bother heating these districts any further because they are about to be torn down.
Practice getting to your nearest shelter often. Time will be short when the real deal hits.
Yeah, I'm surprised that's not more of a thing of like having a city builder based around you're going to get fucking attacked by a kaiju. I don't know about you, but I feel like...
Are you alright? I can't see.
Jesus. I feel like an underground emergency shelter I would not want to be going into an underground emergency shelter if an earthquake was hitting. I would want to be getting out to open ground as much as possible. Like, getting away from just any structure. Okay. Thankfully that just requires prefabs to get fixed. I'd be scared as hell. I don't, like I say, I would just want to get away from any structure. Just like anything that could fall on you. I do not want the earth to swallow me. I don't know. I have been told that like those kinds of Jesus. I have heard that those kind of, what do you call them? Those kinds of earthquakes where like a fucking ravine opens up in the ground are not really a thing. First Citizen, massive tremor struck the city, far stronger than anything we've experienced before. It's torn through entire districts, cracking them apart. New Edinburgh is in shock, caught between panic and sorrow. Streets have split open, and buildings lie crumpled like dead spiders. Luckily, there were no casualties, for everyone made it to an emergency shelter before the collapse. We should ensure we maintain complete coverage for all districts in future, lest the next tremor prove deadly. Bum bum bum. Okay, thankfully this is all imminently fixable. People getting crushed by a collapsing bunker. You know, very interesting thing that I actually looked up was there's a guy talking about like earthquakes and tornadoes. And he was saying it doesn't matter so much how, like, if a tornado hits, how good your emergency shelter isn't so important as how good your neighbour's emergency shelter is. You know? Because you don't want shit getting flung over the midsection wall and you being, like, peppered with it. Wait, I thought it said nobody died. How did 150 people died if nobody died? How does that work, then? Right. Logistics requires another 40. There we go. We're all fixed up again. Okay. You can get demolished. We want to build logistics. Boom. Go Frostbreak that way a little bit, and then we're going to use that to build some factories because we're still having fairly major goods issues. And might as well start digging towards coal as well. Okay, this is going well. This is going well. How are we doing for material? We might be able to do another trade soon. Actually, how are we doing on material? We can trade for material. Okay. Material trade. Not super great, because they don't really need material. Fine. Let's just focus on extracting coal, then. I need factory workers. Oh ho. Interesting. Extraction district. Boom. So we need... Next vote of trust will take place in 30 weeks. I think we're fine, honestly. So, we need...
If a tremor breaks your limbs or crushes your spine, don't give up.
Well, that's That's terrifying. Election will take place in a few months. If the vote were held right now, your victory would be certain. Much can change in the coming weeks, however. Be certain to keep starvation at bay with ample stocks of food to avoid requesting funds unless absolutely needed. I am once again asking for your financial support. Bun. Guys, I think Bun's going rogue. Right, somebody call El Presidente, because my god, I love democracy. So. Later I show my army. How did she do it so quickly? What the fuck? It's clear now we've dug too deep. The fault beneath us is unstable. No matter how much we reduce our steam extraction, more tremors are inevitable. We can protect our people from the worst of the effects, but they will still terrorize us and destroy our districts. There is one way we can make them less frequent, however, by venting the seismic stress through specialized fault stabilizers. A new type of district that reduces seismic stress can be built on geothermal springs. Stabilizer hub. 50 weeks to construct a stabilizer. Deal. And wow, that is fucking expensive. But it's a hub, so I might just be able to build it in the middle of these. In the middle of those. Okay. Leader with integrity.
Has concluded its latest task and is ready for its next.
There we go. Yeah, we're going to vote on that. I think we'll be fine. 44 guaranteed for, because the way that that works is that the undecided votes are generally evenly split. So there we go. That's gonna drop. It's gonna drop disease by a fair bit. Okay. Youth. Here we go. Scouts headquarters. Yeah, we want to actually. Yeah, we want scouts. Boom. Okay, and now that we have guys what to do the scouting. Ooh, deadly. Scouts will be injured. Injured is not dead. So let's do that. So we need 100. All right. Okay. Let's build some industry. Boom. Deepening fear of starvation. Oh shit! Hey, probably should have done something about that. Yeah, we will send you 15,000 coal. There we go. Yeah, I was not paying attention to our stockpile. Population increased. Excellent. More workforce.
Our diplomats are working hard to wrangle the best deal possible. Be patient.
We're just lacking in prefabs. That's the bloody problem. Can I cannot oh, I can. It requires 50 heat stamps. Has that one been expanded already? Requires 50 heat stamps. Wait, is that... And prefabs. God damn it. I need more bloody prefabs, dude. And, this one's about to run out. Okay.
A new council session is now in order.
What can we do? Um... hmm. Interesting that the Four Fingers seem to be in favour of schooling. I would have thought they'd be the other way around. Um, okay, there's not really anything that I want right now, so we'll leave that open just in case we need to do like a emergency. Okay. Excellent. Send. Yeah, the stockpile is about to run out, but trade is just about to complete, so that's fine.
We've completed the trade with Aurora. Our food stocks have increased.
Uh,
First, citizen.
we can request some money off you guys. That's 200. Yeah, I'm gonna... Actually... Gather weaponry. Jesus, no thank you. Okay. Here we go. Scout training. Reduce threat level. There we go. So we need 400 prefabs. Which has that got left in it? 300. Okay, so we will have a little bit left over. Is there no... There's no prefabs left here. I guess we're just going to be relying on these districts to output what we need. What? Oh, crap. We just had a whole bunch of people freezing to death. Shit. Okay. Sorry, guys. I cannot do anything about that right now because I need every single one of these resources to make sure we don't explode.
You are not a test subject. If your doctor prescribes a novel treatment, report them at once.
We're now up to... We just speed ahead a little bit. Come on. There we go. Oh. Oh, crap. Hang on. We need to... Right. We need to break it down. Hopefully our scouts can find some prefabs out in the wild. Yeah, just having the resources to build what I need seems to be the major bottleneck that I'm having right now. Okay, here we go. Nice. Coal mine. That's what I like to see. No coal remains at the bottom of these shafts, but the mechanism itself is incredibly advanced. Its steel cages descending perfectly straight for hundreds of yards. The shaft drill remains at the bottom, its mechanisms welded to a core. We could salvage the core, or take the device back to New Edinburgh to be sectioned and studied, though then we might be able to construct such deep mines ourselves. Yeah. Let's do some research. I'm going to connect... Connect. We're going to take those people in, because then that should create a trail marker that we can connect to, right? What the fuck? This is profoundly confusing. Create trail. It's 120. Okay. We need more heat stamps. But also we are running out of time to actually build that, to build the stabilizer.
Citizens,
What's that
our
unlocked?
researchers have completed their latest project.
Advanced shaft mine. Nice. So that generates 300 coal. God damn. Past geothermal overexploitation. Okay, so that yeah, there's no way of stopping it entirely. Yeah, we have unhoused citizens. Let's build the stabilizer first. And we will need 40 and 200. Oh, god damn it. We should be okay to just vote on that. Just like dry.
The delegates
Oof.
have spoken.
That was tight.
The law takes effect.
Okay, we need to maybe do some more to okay. Please stop. The bell is tolling for thee and I don't like it. Okay, we have enough to do another trade. We'll offer them 20,000 because I'm confident that by the time that rocks up, we'll have it.
The council has convened.
Alright. Time to hold a vote. I think... Yeah, oh yeah, we're going to be fine. We are going to be fine.
The eyes have it.
Alright. Excellent. That's what I like to see. Okay.
People of the city, your council has voted.
It's getting built. So 120 SAMPs, 60 prefabs. Okay, now that I'm going to politely request some financial support. Oh, interesting. People actually left the faction because of that. Interesting. Did not realise that people would do that. There we go. Tremors will now strike much more sparse frequency, giving our citizens time to adjust and be prepared. Much harm and shock will indeed be spared. Okay. Coal is a-flowing now. So we can just keep trading. I think I need to like start trading a bit more aggressively because oopsie. Was failed to convince Aurora to agree to our proposed terms. Not yet broken off talks completely. They have proposed a counter-offer which may accept or reject. So what do they want? Okay. They want way more coal. Counter offer. Please, my people are starving. I'm struggling.
Our diplomats are working hard to wrangle the best deal possible. Be patient.
Yeah, that's run out. Yeah, we need housing, Sharpish. There we go, because otherwise people are going to die. Right. Get everybody up to livable conditions. Like big structures over here. What is that? Oh, I see. Passed over exploitation. Right, that's what that is. Ugh. Okay, they want a lot of coal. Okay. The fact that it takes like 5 weeks to do this back and forth is telling me that there is a lot of yelling involved in these negotiations. Okay, we're gonna go over to generating prefabs for a while. And we should probably start researching factories. Salvage factory, line factory. Let's go... Yeah, we'll go with salvage factory. Because our disease situation is in a pretty good spot right about now. Not enough to solve the housing problem. There was a... Oh. Damn it, that was a research option, not a law. Doesn't have any, doesn't have any emergency shelter cover. Okay, if I... cut along here. We can build an emergency shelter and then, there we go. Fucking finally. Damn it. Okay, we need to turn... just a bit so I can stockpile for a little while. No access to resources. Demolish. Give me them prefabs back. People are dying because they're going old and hungry. Okay. So, emergency shelter there.
Heat leaks kill. Check the seals on all doors and windows.
There we go. Alright, there's about to be another tremor. Right when I don't have entirely adequate housing.
The Research Institute has proposed a new idea.
Oh boy. Brace!
Has hit. Shelter in place until damage can be assessed.
Yikes. First Citizen, we have received widespread reports of children in emergency shelters falling into chronic uncontrollable hysteria. There was this lad, no more than 10, reports an orderly, had his hands over his wee sister's ears, holding her tight to his chest as the earth shook. Then the other bairns were screaming bloody murder. Some grown folk were eyeing the racket with the dark thoughts that come when a body is spent, she went on. It's a miracle no one snapped. Distract the children with activities and toys. Medicate the children. Jesus Christ. No, I'll pay a little bit of money to buy toys. And now we're going to be having a fucking housing crisis because we don't have prefabs. For the love of God, I need prefabs. What have you guys found then? Guys, there we go. Scouts discover a near-invisible dome of snow after one crashed into its wall with his sledge. After making a small tunnel, they entered an enclosed clearing. The light of the lamps showed, throwing strange shadows against the dome's dark interior. Found house frames and scaffold here, ready for construction, but it seems that the residents never arrived. Take the components intact or pulp them to raw material for easy transportation. Yeah, we desperately need prefabs. Storehouse lies under a heap of snow, cleverly hidden behind a rocky outcrop. At first glance it looks empty, but a trapdoor led to a cellar brimming with old furniture and paintings. Packed with chairs, velvet cushions, thick fur blankets, and mirrors with intricate frames. A certain painting particularly captured the attention of our scouts. Depicts a goat walking alone in a godforsaken wasteland. One of them asked, "Is it us?" Weird. Alright. Sure, I'll take some free shit. Okay, can I this up yet. There we go. Alright, we can now...
Unit promoted.
Hey, Sheena! Thank you. 22 months, my word. Has it really nearly been 2 years? God. Time's a funny old thing, isn't it? Anyway, thank you for your continued support. I greatly appreciate. Huh. That command doesn't work. That's interesting. Alright. Come on, boys. I need you to get back with them prefabs so I can start fixing this shit. Follow age denied. Ugh. It is always interesting, like, thinking back to how long certain people have been viewing for. Because, I'm trying to think of, like, the first... Well, okay, so 2 years ago, what would that have been? What was I can't remember off the top of my head what I was playing this time 2 years ago. But, I remember the first time the Bun showed up to one of my streams was when I was playing Deathloop. I don't know why, but I remember that quite distinctly. A small proposal. Been around for a few years. Well, yeah, because you and I have been friends since before I started streaming, so... Yeah, people are fucking dying because their houses are lying in ruin. Ugh, we're approaching the end of the first session and already nearly 500 people have died. Love it. Fan-fucking-dabby-dozy. There we go, another advanced shaft mine. Let's get that coal flowing, because it means I can keep trading. I believe that also means we can now turn the, there we go. Oh, 77 weeks. You'd love to see it. Okay, we are under control now because we are now extracting from the old coal mine.
The days of endless heat.
First citizen.
Hey, come on. There we go, send. Right. Let's do some more exploring. Okay, we... Whoa, camera. We don't have any guys. No active research institute. Oh shit, my research institute got blown up. Okay, let's just expand our logistics then. You can stop making goods, get making prefabs, because we've got a surplus. We just need prefabs. That's the whole problem I'm having right now. Is just lack of prefabs.
Soon plummet. Beware.
Generate. Uh-oh. Generator capacity reached. That's not good. Right. Unallocated heat. Right. Okay, I could be generating a lot more heat, but the problem is that the generator itself can't handle that. So we need to upgrade the generator. There we go. Here we go. Generator upgrade. Wait. Generator capacity. There we go. Can I... I'm gonna tell these guys to get a fucking schmoove on. There we go. That's brought it down to... That's taken 3 weeks off the... Let's do a big trade here. So I'm going to offer you big old 40k. I'm going to give you a slightly generous deal there. So will that just
Reinforcements have arrived.
Reinforcements have arrived. Uh-oh. No, it's cold enough as it is. Howdy, Zay. How's it going? Welcome, everybody. We're playing some Frostpunk today. I'm no Superman. Y'all can call me Sam. I'm an enjoyer of oldies, goldies, and indies. And we are currently playing Frostpunk 2, Breach of Trust. How you doing, Zay? What were you playing today? Right, okay, that does seem to just... That will just go. That's fine. Yeah, so we just need that to do its thing. Yeah, hope you're doing alright. Hope you're beating the heat well enough. Ha ha. Right. Do we maybe want to just build Solar Torobo? I do not know that game. What is that? That sounds fascinating just from the name. Visit the Orphanage for Memories. What kind of game is it? We're going to build... Oh, I was about to say we're going to build more housing, but no, I do not have enough workforce to build more housing. We don't have enough people. DS game where he plays a furry in a mech, grappling and smashing other mechs, bugs, rats, and... Cool! Okay. That sounds pretty sick, actually. There's not enough mech games out there. Just in general, honestly. expand that a little. We're now starting to have a bit of a workforce shortfall here. Because a lot of our workforce is sick and injured. That's probably why. Nice, they have accepted that trade. Shaboom. Need to play Frostpunk someday. I would absolutely recommend the first one to anybody who likes city builders. This one is a bit more like you need to really like the first one.
We've completed a trade.
But the first one, the first Frostpunk and the second Frostpunk are both very different beasts. And but I would absolutely recommend the first one to anybody who likes city builders, whereas the second one is very different. And unless you are just like starving for more Frostpunk, like unless you desperately want more Frostpunk, you might be able to just like skip over this one. Let's upgrade the generator. Just upgrade the generator again. Stabilize heat. We are okay. Boom. Squalor is becoming a problem. Okay. I think that's a good enough place to leave off. Save. But yeah, we're gonna leave that there, and we'll see how we do. But let's see if we can't raid into somebody else, shall we? Woof. Let's see. Rye is playing some Pokemon Infinite Fusion 2. I didn't know they made a second one. Ricky's playing Metroid Zero Mission. That's tempting. Yeah, you know what? Let's raid into Ricky. There we go. Okay, and we will be back again, same time, same place, tomorrow, with more Frostpunk Breach of Trust. But until then, thank you for joining me. Good night, and much love. Hello. Hello, everybody. How we doing? Howdy, Sheena. Don't you worry, I've done my self-care. Ugh. You know what, I'm going to do another one. Stretch! My posture is failing me again. Oh dear. How's everybody doing? How's it schwangin'? Howdy, monkey. This little creature in my chat. So welcome back, everybody, to Frostpunk. I hope you all have had a good day. Ugh. I was promised rain, and no such thing happened. There's real big black clouds going around, and they missed my town by inches. Like, literally, you could see them come right up to the border of my town, stop, turn through 90 degrees, and then carry on in an entirely different cardinal direction. Ridiculous. Anyway, howdy everybody, welcome back to Frostpunk. When last we left off, the mountain's gonna flood. We have built our city on a active geothermal vent, and hey, guess what? Turns out it's a lot more active than we thought, so we might be about to blow up. we have 60 weeks before the next big tremor hits. And they appear to be getting worse. Which is not fun. But we have some problems right now. Squalor is starting to rear its ugly head. We need to do something about it. So we have a materia scarcity. Good evening, Ina. How you doing? Hope you're having a good one. So, can we build... Okay, that's geothermal plants. Yeah, what we need is a steel mill. Resources. Here we go. Foundries, that'll do it. So we can build a foundry. My iron ore is smelted and processed. So that's 200. Okay, so we're just kind of picking what downside we prefer. Silica foundry increases disease. You said that self-care right as I was taking a sippy. So yeah, silica foundry increases disease. Regular foundry requires more heat to operate. Heat, I think we're fine on, honestly. Yeah, what we need is yes, because we're 200 material down from where we should be. And that's causing squalor anyway. So yeah, it's all connected. If we can fix our materials if we can fix our materials issue, that will have knock-on effects of squalor will be fixed and disease will be improved. So what can we do about that? There are no more material deposits, are there? No, there's a... Yeah. Okay, how long until we get a... It doesn't say how long it's going to be until we get some population up. Okay, let's start switching these back over to building goods. I know I've said this a few times, but I love how everyone's just kind of settled on the idea of the stream streak being actual streaking. That is to say, a naked guy running out onto the pitch. How much? All right, we're doing pretty well on coal stockpile, and that's ultimately just what we want to be trading. So yeah, we're going to offer 20,000. That's quite a jump. I'll make that offer, but I'm not confident it'll fly. We need to... Their strength is becoming a problem. Their strength is becoming a problem because I feel like it's influencing negotiations, that they feel they can squeeze us. But also... population growth appears to have frozen. It's not going up. Okay. what can I do? Yeah, I don't really have any... Yeah, I don't really have any jobs that I can put on hold to... There we go. Oh, hello. Our scouts took shelter in this ice cave, where they were startled to find they weren't alone. A man sat in the deepest chambers with crates of supplies and a core-powered furnace. It speaks to me, tells me to stay, to wait for the great Thor, the man said. Again and again, he's clearly mad. Scouts would believe it'd be a mercy to put him down, then we could take the core to New Edinburgh. Let's leave him be, I think. When we need the core, we'll think about it. Not an uncommon sight for our Frostland teams, yet it always saddens the old ones as much as it deeply intrigues the young. The crust of an old city still pierces the ice. The tops of buildings, thrust deep into decades of frost, stand like dead roots on metal and concrete, frozen in their last gasp for air. Dismantling what still surfaces would certainly yield high valuable resources, as well as give our older Frostlanders the chance to tell the Green Ones stories of a past they mostly bear no memory of. Okay, so we can take a bunch of building material. Yeah, no, I'm gonna take just the material because we're kind of lacking for that at the moment. All right, where can we? Oh, heavy weaponry. See what you can find then, boys. Right, how many teams will it take to bring these guys in? 5. Okay, so once these guys get back with the material, we can send them to go and collect those other people, and we can expand our population a little bit. Okay, squalor is becoming severe. Counter offer. Bro, really? I don't have that much to give you. All right, I'll just request less food. This is like taking I've played Civ with people like this, and you can always tell they're taking the piss. Okay. Those guys are back with the material. Can you bring in those guys? Because we need a workforce. Don't have any. Oh wow, I never noticed that before. Hang on. So you see down here in the middle, we've got the tension meter. If I swoosh the camera around, it sloshes. That's fun. Okay. There we go. So squalor should start dropping down. But yeah, we need to bring the we need to do something about the material because we are kind of being crushed under a lot of demands right now. Okay. So, yeah, we want survivalist headquarters. Definitely want that. And we also need Hopsital. There we go. Right, what else can we do? So that should fix the sickness issue. So I could build a housing block. Yeah. I don't want to be building more districts is the thing.
Practice getting to your nearest shelter often. Time will be short when the real deal hits.
Oh, where is a dangerous level? Oh, presumably because squalor is escalating. There we go, we can just get that fixed up. Yeah, figured as much. Okay, the researchers have blitzed through that. It's just what I like to see. There we go.
For a trade.
Trade accepted. Yeah, they are... They're definitely getting rather big for their boots. Which is turning into something of a problem. There we go. So now we have a hospital. People should start being healed. So yeah, will regularly cure a significant number of sick absentees. Nice. What's the... How do you heal for injured people again? Rejoin the available workforce over time. Okay. Yeah, so that's all... Yeah, the injured people were my... were the scouts that we were getting into trouble.
The research.
There we go. Nice. Lots and lots of fuel. Okay. And it's about to get warmer, which means I'm going to be making a lot more. Alright, we want a foundry. We'll take the silica foundry, because now that we've got the... Okay, and... Yeah, that's a coal mine. There we go. Requires 180. Nice. Look at that, 490. Okay, how long have we got? 87 weeks to somehow coax 70,000 food out of these guys. That's fine. Weird, they seem to have, like, removed a bunch of notifications. See that there, where it said X amount of people healed? Normally that would appear down in the bottom corner next to where it says death toll. I wonder why they moved it, because that just means that if I'm not looking at the district that has my hospital in it, you know? Okay, we're about to get our next population bump, because that's actually moving now. Yeah, because the hospital is offsetting the squalor. You see down here, that's usually where it would say X amount of people have been healed. Oh god, 22.
Every citizen is entitled to a monthly checkup at their local recovery hospital. Don't
You have a curry?
wait
Nice.
till it's too late.
I had a Chinese today. Some teriyaki pork. It was very nice. The moment I'm trying to look into getting more housing, we immediately have a whole bunch of homeless people die. Fuck. Okay. This keeps being a problem. Hang on. Surplus heat, heated commons. Let's try this. Mumble, mumble, mumble. Yeah.
Votes are in. The measure passes.
There we go. So that should mean that people aren't going to die so much when we have housing issues. Go. That's finally ready to go. Build that factory. Boom. And requires 200 prefabs.
A new territory has been charted.
So wait, how much does that generate? 40. Oh god, and we're 95 in debt. I do not remember having this much problems in the base game. This is crazy. Ice Cave. In an ice cave lies a group of starved hunters. They were so thin. The wolves had nothing to chew on. It's a wonder the hunters didn't succumb to chewing on each other. There was no meat or food of any kind, of course, but we did find several sledges piled with fur that we could use. Sure. Fort Bluemouth. The scene is chilling and darkly ironic. The entire military contingent lies perfectly preserved in the ice for who knows how long, scattered within a small improvised fort against a rocky ridge after hauling weapons, ammunition, and large amounts of canned meat for miles. For one member of our Frostland team, a former medic, a glance at the blue gums of a corpse was enough to understand what happened. Lead poisoning caused by the method to seal the cans. Our explorer believes they continued eating the spoiled food even after discovering the issue. Ah! That is a reference to the Terror, which was a boat, well, ship, if you want to be technical, that tried to explore what's known as the Northwest Passage, which was basically the northern coast of Canada, trying to find a way to get sort of between Canada and the North Pole. And, yeah, they ended up just getting frozen in the ice and dying out there. It's pretty grim. Yeah. Disease significantly increased. That's a lot of food to give up. There we go, let's send that off now. But yeah, that is a profoundly unpleasant way to go.
Scum.
Feeling motivated today.
Scum.
Still need to re-edit that, because that's still the Devil May Cry 4 version that I very awkwardly green screened.
Scum.
Oh, nice. We actually got a notification there that said how many unhoused people didn't die. That's impressive. Okay, can we... That's already been expanded. That one's already been expanded. Okay, we can... Yeah, it'll be a lot cheaper to expand the district rather than... So we need 50 stamps. So we just speed it to next week. There we go. There we go. And that also gives them better access to the emergency shelter. So that's 20... Okay, that would increase it by 5. We will still need... Yeah, actually, if I expand all of these, that will save us having to make another district. Also, Zowie! We are raking in the coal, holy shit. Let's actually... I'm actually going to turn off the coal mine for a minute.
First citizen.
Proper. Well, aren't you lucky I can actually fulfill that? Again, this just reeks of, like, guy being a shitbag when playing Civ. Alright, guess I'm turning the coal factory back on. Alright, let's get people exploring out here. That'll do.
We've completed a trade with Aurora.
Cancel that because I put those bits in the wrong spot. There we go. We're fine. We're fine. Still need to coax 50,000 food out of these guys. We hurry up and get this foundry out, please, guys.
A new council session is now in order.
Fires. Just some more heat stamps. You guys are pretty happy with me right now, so I'm going to politely borrow some funds. There we go. Silica foundry. Boom. Can I build another one? In due time. Okay. How much can I squeeze out of you for 20,000? Fine. I guess because I capitulated to their demands before they're pushing their luck. What else can I do? Refab factory. No, we need resources. That's the bloody problem. Okay, I'm going to be right back in a second. Don't go anywhere. Okie dokie, we're back. Ugh. So, can we do some... this isn't particularly useful. Workers' housing. Yeah, that might work. So what about over here?
Scum.
Housing applications to ensure rational allocation of housing according to people's needs. Unhoused citizens must submit detailed applications for review. That's weird. Mandatory crowding. Everyone is allocated the minimum living space required to meet their needs. People with more space are required to take in strangers. Just fucking get them in there like sardines, man. Merit-based housing. Housing is awarded based on how much one contributes to the city's coffers. People who cannot afford to contribute remain unhoused. Put in the crap in capitalism. I think we're going to go with workers' village because, yeah, we can start. We can start building those around here.
The first citizen appreciates all your adoring letters and will answer personally in due time.
Cancel that. We want to expand this one, and we'll put the workers' village there. There we go. What? Claiming that their food stockpiles are running thin, Aurora came forward with a new proposal. Oh boy, no wonder they've been sketchy. We cannot keep supplying New Edinburgh with such massive amounts of food. It's not sustainable, claimed their head negotiator. We don't want to starve you, so how about we siege you some of our fishing grounds for a price, obviously. They're demanding one of our generators' thermal hulls, which they want to use to amp up their own furnace. This would cripple our generator's output, but on the other hand, we would permanently secure food supply. To sweeten the deal, they're offering one last food shipment. Offers control over parts of their city in exchange for the part of the generator. How do we want to handle this? Hit the bed. Okay. Yes, it's very worker town. What do they call it? Company towns. Those have historically never ended in massive disastrous fire. Dropped a few frames there. Recording seems to be okay. Thatcher era Glasgow. Oh boy, privatisation. I don't know. I don't know how we want to play this because I don't want to start picking fights. But this is a... Is that still not working? Cloudbot, come on! What do I pay you for? Well, hang on. Oh, hang on, I'm going to do something. Just to make sure I'm doing the right one. It was the oh boy privatization, yes? Was that the quote? Trust. There we go. I have a clips and quotes channel in my my Discord. I have posted it to there. But there we go. I really do need to get the Streamlabs bot working properly. So, still the question remains: how do we want to do this? Because this is a McFucking problem. Okay, that's one. That's one vote for war. Well, actually, okay. You know what? We have this system for a reason. There we go. I will give you guys 2 minutes should be enough. There we go. Alright. This is a democratic system. There we go. So I'm going to give you guys some time to respond. I love democracy. Okay. The people are calling for war, it seems. Oh my word. Okay. All right. I don't think we even need to play out the rest of the poll. The decision is unanimous. It's war. Technically be the aristocracy since we're buddy-buddy with the rule. Nah, you're all duly elected representatives. Alright. Let's go for it. It's war. So, how do we war? I don't have any platoons. How do we make platoons? Unlike guard squads or Frostland teams, platoons are represented on your city by the soldier community. Don't think it's suddenly going to turn into an RTS. Might see the messy civilian side of war. Yeah. Soldiers are not counted in the workforce and are removed from your city as soon as you transfer them to the front. Platoons can be recruited in the barracks. Oh, you have to research the barracks. Interesting. Okay, let's maybe get on that then. Where is it? Under society. There we go, the barracks. Okay, how do I cancel what we're already doing? There we go. Cancel. It's time for a fight. Let's go start a fight. Up to the highest height. Okay, since we're no longer trading in coal, let's turn that off and free up some workforce for other stuff, because we are still... Okay, all of our housing districts are now expanded. There we go. We are now in a material surplus. Excellent. Howdy, Sky. Hope you're doing well. Just sleepy. Yes, you did say that you've been having a rather busy time of it. Let's turn this down a bit. We don't really need to be having that district active. Much longer until that's... Ugh, it's only at 30%. We need to get a fucking move on, guys. Yeah. People are still very much in favour. Excellent. Hey, no bonking in the chat. There we go. Alright, we're in for another 2 years. Can I ask these guys to get a move on? Yeah, they're not going to be happy about it, but
The delegates have reached a
please, please hurry up.
new law takes hold.
Need... Did you finish? Time for more mech building. Oh boy! Who loves giant robots?
Heat leaks kill. Check the seals on all doors and windows.
Finished exploring the mountains. A frozen hatch in the middle of the Frostland. One of our scouts nearly broke his neck falling right through it. Turns out to be a warehouse, very recently built. The wood's still fresh. There's a substantial stock of canned provisions, some valuables, and an impressive amount of coal. There's little to no doubt that this is the work of the old captain and his last goons, who are clearly preparing to make a run for it well before the tremors. Alright. No, I'll take the lot. That is a haul. Another coal mine. Okay, we don't need to worry about the coal mine. Okay, the lurk command's working again. Turn the city into a mech. That would be a sick as hell steampunk flame mech. Sounds pretty fucking rad, if you ask me. Apparently we're not... Hang on, apparently we're not done. Still more exploring to do. Ready to explore Queen's Peak. Is that... Okay. We're going to be having some serious starvation issues for a minute. Yup. Deaths.
The delegates have gathered and will consider the first citizens' agenda.
Okay, the barracks... No. The barracks is complete. Let's immediately upgrade the barracks. Weapons workshop. No, we're gonna build that, materials upkeep. Okay, none of these are what we want. Where was the one that I was looking at before? I think it was under or was it city? There we go, workers' housing. Yeah. Boom. Go. And a hothouse. Alright, that should keep us in a decent food situation for a while. So, what will it take to build a barracks? 50 prefabs, which is not a lot at all. One more week. Nice. Barracks. Does it particularly matter where I build it? Not really. Let's build it nice and out of the way then.
Now I'm a little motivated.
Now we're feeling motivated. Right. To solve the Aurora problem by force, you can now train more platoons. You can send platoons to the front in platoon management, available from the independent comedy panel, or by selecting the front site in the Frostland. Sent units can attack Aurora to decrease their strength. Be wary as battles cause casualties, which will increase if you send into... Okay, so if we just, like, hurl guys in to merrily get killed... Let's get training then. Does that require 200? Okay. Now I thought we had some heavy weaponry that we had. Oh. All right, I'll take the heavy weaponry then. Weird that that didn't. Okay. Watching a fancy movie, it's a guy standing in the rain. Wow. Crazy. I've never heard of such a thing. War prostitutes, that's what they are. Job's a job, but where's the honour? Fight myself if only I could. See the drag those rich asses to battle with all we pay them. Hope they're worth it. Many complain about paying mercenaries, others are severely relieved about delegating the fight. Apparently we've got some new law. We can sign conscription. Trains a large number of soldiers at no cost. Yeah, not gonna fucking happen. That would... That would take way too much. Oh, I saw some adverts for that. How is it? I was curious. Okay, I have a distinct feeling that we're about to get a lot of people killed, so we're gonna go, there we go, funerals, ceremonial burial. There we go, because if we're about to send off a whole bunch of people to get killed, let's try and ease the blow. Oh, nice! And the barracks actually provides a little bit of shelter.
A law has passed on the council. Take heed.
Got that understated British World War II movie thing going on, where it's just men talking in stately rooms. Well, wasn't that what like The Imitation Game was as well, where it's mostly just a lot of Benedict Cumberbatch mumbling in stately rooms? Heavy weaponry is a resource provided by weapons factories, which allows you to use heavy weaponry when battling Aurora. Using it increases your chances of winning a battle, increasing Auroran casualties. This might impact the state of the colony once you reclaim it. Okay, so right, this is like... yeah. Okay. So, if we launch an attack... requires 30 platoons. And how many are we training? How many is that going to train up? 30 platoons. Okay. Honestly, like, I don't super like those kinds of movies. They're not my speed. There we go. So we can now build the workers' village, which apparently increases the efficiency. Yeah. Actually, so hang on. Cancel that. Put it. There we go. Put it in the industrial district. There we go. Her Majesty's Highlands. Perhaps is Aurora's main source of material, half sunken, frozen in time. Old settlement, the Auroras have been systematically taking apart piece by piece, patiently drilling into the icy lake. After all these years, the site's still an abundant and quite crucial resource for the colony. Right. I will take the prefabs this time. Appreciate that there's just a little, there's just an icon that says, like, where you can explore. Ina, don't make me get the citations out. Alright. We want to get some research done, I think. Posits. Okay, that just makes a load of... No, we're actually fine on materials for the time being. Heat utilization. Okay, that just makes all heating more efficient. Yeah, we're gonna go with that, because that's just gonna make everywhere more efficient. Also, apparently we're not heating everything properly around here. There we go. Assign heat. It's fine. Once that research is done, everything will be nice and efficient. Okay. Food is still not in a great... What's realistically stopping us from turning... What's realistically stopping us from turning this generator into Big O and just squashing the stump who goaded us into this war? If the generator blows up, we die. So, you know, we can't... We can't be having that.
Soldiers aren't necessary. The barracks tend to their needs just fine.
A little bit of a disease hit there, unfortunately.
From all corners of the city, the council gathers.
Okay. Let's put down another workers' village. Start getting these industries a bit more efficient. Tremor imminent. Oh fuck. Okay. Can we turn their generator into Big O? The problem is they don't have a generator. So the generator is this big bastard in the middle. It's this giant thing. It is a huge geothermal extractor that generates all of the electricity for the city and all of the heat for the city. They don't have one, they just have a dirty great coal furnace. So that's why we're having this problem. It's because they wanted a piece of the generator for their own purposes, and we said no. How much is that going to generate? 60. Sure.
Do not panic.
Oh, brace.
Follow established tremor procedures.
Clench. Okay, I was hoping to... Oh, jeez. We can have a coal-powered Megadeus. So I think overall taking their coal furnace and turning it into Big O is just a costless extra. Well, we still need to get over there, you know. The frantic rush to the emergency shelters during the last tremor spiraled into a stampede, claiming several lives. The crowd went wild, tramping over one another like maddened cattle, recalls the survivor. A lass flung her boy up and he landed on me. She cried out, and I heard a sickening crack like a bundle of twigs snapping. That sound will stay with me forever, and her wee lad. This is likely to repeat due to our limited emergency shelters capacity. Assign people to crowd control. Promise to build enough. Okay. Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense now that we think about it, because yeah, there's people living in these districts, so obviously they're going to need shelter.
The Research Institute has concluded
There we
its
go.
latest task.
Okay, for the love of God, we need more prefabs. And of course we don't have enough money, because I have to spend it on... Alright, I'm gonna use the toilet again. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Why did... Oh, that's interesting. There we go. I accidentally left the PNG for kernel on there, so it was trying to connect for a second. Right. Oops. Howdy, Arbor.
Scum. Scum. Scum.
There's 100 prefabs. Okay. You know what? Okay. Transfer platoons. Wait, I thought that was supposed to train 30. Oh, no, it only makes 10. Hmm. Okay. Can... Yeah, we just do not have enough dudes. Hmm. I'm going to borrow some more money and use them to train more guys. What does that take? Oh, God. Hopefully I haven't just kind of bricked myself here. Well, Colonel is not that way inclined. Discord's booked itself? Whoa. What's happened?
Please queue in the Central District for updated maps.
What have we found? Really don't need, like, camps. Yeah, I'm kind of worried that I might have left this like way too late to start building an army, because this takes 20 weeks and we have 25 weeks. But yeah, please do not explode anybody. You know, we're just gonna have to switch these over to prefabs. We'll just have to put up with the lack of goods, because shit or bust right now. Okay, you know what? You know what? We are going to dismantle all of these geothermal districts. Because we just don't need them. There we go. Move a tile over. That should make for better emergency coverage. Abandoned coal mines about to deplete. No, it isn't. It's like still got more than a quarter. Besides, our whole system is well tanned right now. You turned off the lights. Why is... Unmet requirements. What's just happened? Unmet requirements, what? Where'd everybody go? The stitch restriction has been deactivated.
City transport is running several minutes behind.
I have the workforce. What's happening? We now have a lot of material. Excellent. Can I do any like military research? Yeah, we should probably start researching weapons. There we go. We're going to build the Mad Max Weapon Workshop. Now, why is this shut down? What's going on? Unmet requirements. What do you mean, unmet requirements? Why is my shit... Oh, because the materials have run out. That's why. Frame prisoners. Some of the inmates have caused a commotion. A gang leader named Billy Fullerton agreed to calm them down on the condition that we deliver a message. Tell the first citizen there's a lot of good knuckles rotting away in here, said Fullerton. Me and the lads just want to do our part. Wood says that under proper command, these men could be a force to be reckoned with. He also wouldn't be too unhappy to see this rowdy lot off his hands. I mean, we don't... Yeah, we don't have... I don't think we have any prisoners, do we? There we go. Now we've got the districts working again. Okay, let's build ourselves a... You never frostbroke around there. There we go. We're now making materials again. So you guys can go back over to manufacturing goods, if you please. Right, let's run out figures. You adjust that. There we go. Adjust this district. I appreciate that they added this as a function so that you can just move tiles around. Some of our brokers are expressing control over the destruction of our geothermal plants, calling it a step back from the hard-won prosperity of recent years. It was one of the few deeds the daft old captain ever did for the city. Thunder's one of the delegates. We cannot cast aside to go back to the bloody Middle Ages. Some doom merchants go around claiming the very earth quakes at our hands. No, I stand by my decision. I get you guys don't like me, but... Like, I do not want shit to just start exploding around here. Still not quite big enough. Because apparently the emergency district, the emergency hub, is three tiles big. How are these... Okay, next platoon is nearly done. And sure, we'll train up some criminals. That's quicker, and I don't have to pay them. Okay. Expand that industry a bit more so we keep those goods coming in. We desperately need to do something about hunger. So...
Blocking traffic.
Pretty sure that voice line isn't meant to play there. Advanced blasting coal mine. We don't actually need any coal right now. We're honestly fine. Grove of trees encased in snow and ice. Ooh. Let's hook that up. Get those materials in. Okay. So once these guys are done training, we can take over the algae outpost. Problem is, it's going to take a bit of time. We do any exploring in the meantime? Might as well. Hmm. Move the district around like that. We can place another emergency shelter in the middle, which should fix it. Sorry guys, we're just kind of like picking up entire buildings and just like scooting them over. Starvation. I know guys, but if we could just go take over the algae station, that should do something about it.
Our researchers have developed a new idea and await their next task.
Nice. Okay, resources. Let's upgrade the hothouse. Oh. Wow, I didn't even get a warning there. Holy shit. That was just... they didn't even give me like a... The clock is ticking. That was just game over. Holy shit. You have failed your people, and your failure has cost you the right to lead them and into the future you had envisioned. The conquered city never came. Oh, because the timer on the on the wall ran out because I didn't actually build. Right. Conquered city never came to accept you. You never came to understand its people. The place is now devoured by tension, violence, and resentment. With some luck, someone else will pick up the pieces of this shattered nightmare. Your memory will now serve as a warning, a cautionary tale for generation to come. Your dream dies with you. Right, it's because because I didn't get an army together in time. That's a very, very short time limit. You know what? I think I'm kind of done here. I'm going to be real. I didn't really enjoy that. That was just more Frostpunk 2 with like weird combat and diplomacy stuff tacked on. Last autumn, this ain't. I'm going to be real, I kind of didn't enjoy it. I'm not feeling motivated to run it back. This feels like a test. Did finish. I got a ending. I got an ending. Yeah, I was going to say this feels like a this feels like a test. This feels like an experiment that hasn't really panned out. Like, said the other day about adding weird combat to games, just add more timers. Well, the problem is that like the whole idea is that map is on a resource crunch. But if I wanted to like properly knuckle down and start building an army, I would have had to start doing it a lot sooner, based on much fewer resources. And it's like I was already just like absolute hand to mouth scraping for every prefab I could find. Just didn't have enough. It just wasn't gonna work. So I don't know. I feel like the resource crunch was an interesting idea, but just like not really balanced well. So we've still got like most of an hour left in the session. What do you say we kick off the summer of strategy? Eh? What do you say? We're gonna get strategizing. So let's head on back over to the booth, and we're gonna play some Red Alert, because fuck it. Alright. Close down that.